Today we are doing constructing shapes with nets. Oh, no, that's a glove. That's a glove, not a net. Sorry. But we are doing constructing shapes with nets. But before we can do constructing shape with nets, we need to talk a little bit what nets are, what 2D, 3D shapes are, and so we've got that started up here. First of all, what is a 2D shape? Keegan, I know you said you were going to tell us. What's a 2D shape? Oh, the bells. Wow, you guys are really back in early. What's the 2D shape, Keegan?
A shape that is flat and has no other way to see the top of it, the bottom of it, or the back of it.
We say a flat shape, and we like to say that it only has two, that's a W, terrible W, but it's a W, 2 dimensions, right? Usually we talk about the length and width. Perfect, right? Flat shape is a 2-dimensional shape. It's flat, easy, we can see it. Something like, we draw it out, an example of a 2D shape looks like that, right? 2D shape. What is a 3D shape? Keegan?
A 3D shape is a shape like saying you could see the entirety of it, and a 3rd-dimensional shape.
So we can say a shape with 3 dimensions?
Yeah.
With 3 dimensions. So rather than looking at something flat, like we're looking down and it's flat, right, our 3D shapes now start to have another component to them, right? So they start to look like this. Rather than just a length and a width, you now have a length, width, and a height. So essentially what we say is that everything is probably some form of a 3D shape. If we can grab it, hold on to it, we've got a 3D shape, a 3D shape, and a 3D shape. Okay? All of those are 3D shapes. Okay? Now, if we were to take those 3D shapes, something like this cube, and I know it's not to scale, but if we were to take that cube and we were to slice it all open, judo style, right? It would end up looking something like please don't dribble that basketball. It would end up looking something like that, right? This is what we call a net. It's a 3D shape that we've opened up and created into a 2-dimensional shape. We've opened it up, right? Now, there are some things that we need to know about 2D and 3D shapes. Some terminology, some language, okay? When you're looking at the sides here, we call those faces. When you look at where 2 sides connect, right, we call those edges, right? The line that connects 2 faces. And the point that connects them we call what? Starts with a V and rhymes with schmertices. Yes, vertices, right? Yes, vertices. Okay? So we have vertices. You can also see those on the net, right? These are the faces, right? This becomes an edge, and this right here is your vertice, right? So that's our vertice. Now, a couple other really quick things, because we've got faces, we understand. They're the flat parts on all the sides. There's the edges, which are like the creases on all of the sides, and the vertices, which are the points on the corners, right? And sometimes, if I'm going to post another video as well. In that video, they're actually going to call them corners, but we call them vertices. But there's also one other thing that we talk about, and this helps define what type of shape we're looking at. Because the two most common types of shapes we talk about are pyramids and everybody wake up. Pyramids and prisms. Yes, right? So if you look at something that's like this, right? Pyramid or a prism? Prism, because you can't see it, but on the back side, there's two of these. And these are what we call a base. Okay? A base is a face that tells you what it is. If it has two bases, it equals a prism. One base equals a pyramid. Okay? So in this case, you have two triangles at the end. We call this a triangular based prism. Okay? If you had something like, not really how, I'm not really sure how you draw this out, but let's just try. Let's say we do something like this. So underneath, right, we have one square. And then on the back sides are different types of triangles. If we were to open it all up, it would look like this. Ooh, that's not exactly accurate, but you get it. You get the idea. So this one, because it has one base at the bottom, right, and these would all fold up, we call this a square-based pyramid. Because there's a square, that's the base, and because it just has one base, it's a pyramid, right? So prisms have the two on the sides, pyramids have one on the bottom, okay? And that could be a triangle, a rectangle, a square. Those are all common types of bases. This is just kind of a background review around nets, objects, 2D and 3D shapes. You're going to have some questions around those, particularly looking at vertices, edges, and faces. Have fun. See you tomorrow, Cohort B.